And live next to our Nick Westoll, who is at Sunnybrook Hospital where the injured officer was taken. And Nick, this is always a really difficult time for police.
Yeah, Fia, absolutely. We are just outside the emergency room here, and what you're seeing behind me is a much quieter scene compared to what we saw when we got here several hours ago. In the laneway that runs behind the hospital behind me, there were several cruisers here, and throughout that time we saw multiple plainclothes and uniformed officers going in and out of the doors behind me. But let's go back and take a look what exactly happened at this incident. It was at around 5:30 p.m. when the officer was shot once in his abdomen as he was responding to a robbery call. Paramedics rushed the officer here to the hospital with a police escort shortly after the incident. We have since learned his injuries were deemed serious but non-life-threatening. Now, Sunnybrook is only about 3 kilometers away from the scene, but this hospital is one of the major trauma centers in Ontario with many specialists who can treat extensive injuries. As for the officer, again, we've heard that he's a 29-year-old and has been with the service for 5 years. Police Chief Myron Demkew and Toronto Police Association President John Reid spoke with the media Wednesday evening, and both of them were visibly shaken by this incident. Demkew said there have been hundreds of various injuries to officers this year, something he says is majorly concerning. Here's more of what they had to tell us earlier this evening.
The city really needs to start paying attention to what's going on here. Every day we're having shootings, murders. It's becoming all too common. And now to see this increase now where officers are being shot, that tells you what's going on with the criminal element out there. They're feeling emboldened, and we need to make sure the police are staffed properly, equipped properly, and more importantly, make sure we have the appropriate training. But staffing is a huge issue. We've been talking about this now for 5 years. We're at a point now here in Toronto where our staffing numbers are way, way too low. If we had the same numbers we had back in 2010, we would have 6,700 police officers. Right now we have 5,200. That is not enough for this city. This city's grown exponentially. It's grown by 13% over the last 10 years, right? People need to wake up, the politicians need to wake up and assist the police.
As for what comes next, the officer is going to be staying here for treatment, and we've been told his family is by his side. But in the coming days, both Demkew and Reid said their focus is going to be on the mental health of the officers who've responded to this incident and making sure they have all the resources they need. Reporting live outside Sunnybrook Health Sciences Centre, Nick Westoll, City News.